Hey, Ralph Havens here, and we're with our Atomic Success Secrets group, powerful healers who've been doing deep healing meditation work for many years, some of you guys with me. And my motivation today is to just give a lot of healing away for free. And so you can go to ralphhavens.com/heal for a link to a lot of it. And then we're going to do a special session today just to go get everybody a lot of healing. And then I'll turn off this part of the recording. It'll be in the portal for you, Atomic Success Secrets. And then we'll go raise your hand, and one-on-one we'll work together. So we're gonna go big today, and here we go. So what you can do, if you like, is just take a moment and set an intention of what you want. What do you want? That's what would be the result. If something were to be done for you today, what might that be? I was talking to a talk therapist person, and I used the word result and solving problems, and it literally made her cringe. She didn't like the words heal somebody up, pick something up, get a result. She didn't like those words, and I thought, well, that's not useful, because it's like, I mean, I don't know about other people, but I don't go to practitioners just to understand and talk about a problem. I want a result. I wanted life to get better. And so what I invite us all to do is to just think, like, what do you want for real? Like, what do you really, 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 really want? I put that email out today to the group. It's our Beyond Limits group. Every Thursday we do that free healing for everybody on our email list. And I got some emails back already. And it was quite interesting. God is interesting, because I got an email from a guy who had one health concern and really, really, really wanted a woman in his life. And then immediately, right afterwards, I got an email from a woman who really, 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 really wanted a guy in her life. And I'm like, oh my God, that's pretty cool. I wonder if they're supposed to be together. And then I saw a guy walk by in my office with the Texas A&M Aggie shirt where I went to school, and I thought, just feels so synchronous. Like, that's interesting. And I've seen miracles. Ilya Kabukas has seen miracles. Leslie Plattner, Marianne Morris, all of us here in Atomic Success Secrets, sometimes in the blink of an eye. So I invite us all again to just think about, like, if something were to be done for you in this next few moments, what might that be? It's kind of like you're beyond, what is it called? That movie from the 80s, Back to the Future? It's your Back to the Future moment. If you just clicked and it was a new reality, what might that be for you? Okay, so there's our intention. That's our result. And of course, we can then see what's different in our lives, what we notice that's different, whether that's different or something else is different, or something starts to roll, or something unrelated, seemingly unrelated, starts to roll. So keep your eyes open. So here we go. We're going to just start right away with a lot of technologies from all the stuff I've learned over 39 years of doing healing work. And I invite you to put your hand on your heart. Maybe your right hand would be a good one. If you want, if you can't reach it, if you can't move your arms, just think about it. And then we're going to put one hand above your head, not quite on your head, although if your arm's tired, you can put it on your head. If you can't do it, you can just think about it. And if you've got pillows and a nice sofa, you can get yourself all propped up, and you can do this again and again. And this technique is called the Golden Heart. It's from Integrative Manual Therapy, Tom Giamateo. And whether you can feel it or not, it's going to work for you. It can work for you. And so what you can do, if you have the skills, you might notice this. If not, just use your intention. There's the heart, all your heart's desires, the physical heart, as well as the mental and the emotional and the spiritual heart, the heart that has love, and also heart sadness is real. And so we could think of the heart muscle. And as you think of the heart muscle, some of you might notice that your hand kind of drifts into your body a little bit, because where your mind goes, energy flows. And with the hands-on work we do, the way we can access the heart and do healing on the heart physically with our hands is we think about the heart. And the hand naturally sinks in to be on the heart. You can even move your hand around a little bit and notice that you're on muscle. So you're not on the ribs. In fact, think about the ribs. And that has a different feel than when you think about the heart. So now think about the heart, and some of you may notice your hand drifts in, and now you're on a muscle. Let's go back, think about the bones, the rib bones. Now you're on hard bones. And now think about the heart. And your hand sinks in a little. For some of you, you might notice it. And if you move your hand around a little bit, now you can tell you're on muscle. You're not on bone anymore. And then there's a little covering around the heart called your pericardium. It's a fibrous connective tissue. It's like a leather sac kind of thing. It protects the heart. And the space between the heart and the pericardium, the lining, we're going to think of it as 10 layers. So just think of the space that's closest to the heart. And you might notice that your hand is now not quite on muscle, but a little bit in the space. There's fluid there, maybe. There's space. And there's a little gyroscope activity that happens. We call it the golden heart motility. It's very healing. White, brilliant light and gyroscope. And then the second layer, you can think of that a little bit farther removed from the heart space or the heart muscle. And that's the next layer. So just think of that. And it's also brilliant white, pink, golden. And it's got the second layer. It's also got a motility, a motion that's a gyroscope. And it kind of starts to puff up. This motility starts to puff up that space. And then there's the third layer. You just notice it. Notice there might be a little gyroscope activity. The fourth layer. Stay out of your thoughts, stay in your body. The fifth layer. So some of you might notice that your hand is interfacing a little bit farther off the heart muscle as you're in the fifth layer. There's that puffy cloud of energy. The sixth layer. The seventh layer. Or what does your heart desire? The eighth layer. Smile to your heart. Inner smile. The eighth layer. Gyroscope activity. Ninth layer. 10th layer. And then you can notice that whole space between the heart muscle. In fact, think of the heart muscle. Hand sinks in a little. Think of the fibrous connective tissue, pericardial sac around the heart. It's got a different feel. Then think of the space between the heart and the connective tissue sac around the heart. So think of that space. And in that space, there's a big puffy cloud of golden heart energy with the gyroscope. And if you did only this a little bit each day, you'd be activating a lot of healing. One of the things that happens is we want to figure out, like, where's the root cause of the problem? And when you have manual therapy skills, you can notice, we call it dowsing. It's like you've got one hand above your heart, or on your heart, one hand above your head. And some of you might douse to another area of your body. You'll kind of notice another area of your body. And that's a primary area, a root cause area. You could go do integrated manual therapy to it. You could do energy medicine to it. You could just put a hand on your heart and a hand on the spot. And even just putting your hand on your heart and a hand above your head and noticing the spot you're dowsing to, you're actually healing the spot. So this takes a bit of concentration. It's called yishi in Jinin Qigong. It's like where your mind goes, energy flows. The power of the mind, your focus. Stay out of your thoughts. Stay in your body. Notice the space above your head. Notice the space between your heart and that covering of the heart, the space with the gyroscope activity. And notice wherever you're dowsing to. Everything you want. Total, perfected essence. And just smile to your heart. Your golden heart. I mean, if you were to test your range of motion and you're walking now compared to before, you will be different. And life will be different. It's just, will you notice it? Okay, so now we're going to do the next part. We're going to go through and do a big healing. So it's all in one spot for you. Because I was thinking, how can I double down, heck, triple down on what I'm here to do, which is to heal people up, to get a result. It's my entire life's work is to help people heal. I thought, well, one thing I can do is just give it to people. So this is it. And because you're here with me in Atomic Success Secrets, you guys are all part of this. You've been doing deep, deep, deep meditative healing work for years. So we have a way to use Yishi, to use our mind to heal ourselves and truly heal our families and our world. Okay, now we're going to do a process. The next part of it, we're going to do physical healing. We're going to do mental, emotional, spiritual healing, path and purpose healing. So let's go straight to path and purpose next. And some of you already know these spots, but we're going to go through them relatively quickly. So squeeze the distal end of your right index finger 6 times. And then you could go back to your golden heart if you want, and think of a white window frame, and you're looking through it with your right hand, or with your right eye. And the question is, what do you want? And so just see yourself getting everything you want. If something were to be done for you in this next moment, what might that be? And then pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And then squeeze the distal end of your right index finger again, a little closer to the joint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect up your golden heart. And the white window frame, the right eye is looking through it. And the question is, what do you want? What will be the result? And then take the right hand and pat the heart 6 times and think very good. And then squeeze the middle segment of your right index finger 6 times. And connect up the golden heart. And if you had everything you want, what would you do? What will you do? And see that. What will you do? See it through the right eye, looking through the white window frame. What will you do? And then pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And then squeeze the proximal part of your right index finger 6 times. And connect up the golden heart. And the white window frame, the right eye looking through it. And having all of that, and all that. What do you want your life to look like? What will your life look like? And see that. Feel that. And then pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And then squeeze the distal end of your right index finger 6 times. Connect up your golden heart. If you knew you only had 6 months to live, if you knew you only had 6 months to live, what would you most want to do or be? And if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you most want to do or be? And if you had $100 million in your bank account and you didn't have to work another day in your life, what would you most want to do or be? And then you can pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And now what we do is what we call the peace process. It's been called many things. We let go of our thoughts and we go in our body and just notice it. So now this is the part of infinite power. Your inner body is the portal. And so first bring your attention in your body, stay out of your thoughts, stay in your body. And notice the most intense part. And just follow it with your attention, your yishi, your mind. Where your mind goes, energy flows. So we can put our mind right on the most intense part of the most intense part, and we can touch it just a little bit with our fingers. Where your mind goes, energy flows. That spot is the portal to the infinite. So while we do the rest of this process, you can keep some of your attention on what's happening in your body and stay very alert. In fact, you could do that throughout the day. Keep some of your attention on your inner body and notice what's happening. Whether you're answering an email, in a fight, feeling joy, eating food, dealing with your kids, stressed about this, happy about that. We can keep some of our attention on what's happening in the body. Okay, now we're going to do some physical healing. Some of you already know these. The left hand, you're going to go 4 fingers between the ring finger and the middle finger. And that 4th spot is going to be here. It's for healing of joints. So we can press it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For women, hormones, 3 fingers on the thumb side, you press that spot. For men, 4 fingers on the little finger side, you press that spot 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you could do this, you can do this. If not, just think it. Index finger to the base of the thumb 6 times. It's for your brain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Distal thumb. It's for your being able to remember stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The right hand to decrease stress and overwhelm, anxiety, fear. Fleshy part of the right index finger 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For skin, distal joint of the ring finger. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the immune system, middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Already got this one. For the digestion, if you can do this, the first 2 fingers down, the little finger and the ring finger touch the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. For more of that emotional healing and calmness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That distal index finger. 4 fingers from the thumb side, and the 4th finger, go 4 more fingers and press that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thumb right underneath the nose. You can hook your fingers. 1, 2, 3. Very good for sleep too. 4, 5, 6. Take your hands and approximate your scalp 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times between the eyebrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For more decreasing stress, anxiety, fear, overwhelm, the right hand on the heart, between the little finger and the ring finger on the hand, just kind of like, let's just kind of lightly touch it and move it. This will bring you a lot of peace. You just do this. Thank you to my yogi friend, Leslie McKee, for this one. Another great one for decreasing stress, anxiety, overwhelm, fear is this. You take your right hand and you put your left thumb on that fleshy part of the index finger. You wrap your fingers around it. You put your other fingers across the knuckles, and then you touch your thumb to those fingers. If you can't do it, just think about it. And then you can tell that's the shape of a heart. And so now we're going to notice at the speed that a heart would beat at. Squeeze the right hand and then squeeze the left hand. Right hand and squeeze the left hand. This one is one that we use, my little boy and I will do this one, and then we notice that our running drills, our hips are looser. So with all these, if you were to test your range of motion, your bending and walking, you're moving, a yoga move or a Pilates move, you would be looser and lighter and feel better. Your feet will be different on the ground. And this one below the little bump on the ear, on both sides, that's for your ears. 1, good for tinnitus. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the eyes, the lateral inferior corner of the orbit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the upper inner corner, not on the tear duct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's for a lot of physical healing. Okay, now we're going to do our peace process. So whatever's going on for you, whatever might be a trigger, whatever might be pushing your buttons, if you like, you can think about it for just a moment. If there's something that still triggers you, it could be love, it could be health, it could be finances, it could be something about your path and purpose. It could be deep issues around, life and death, whatever's going on, and then let go of the thought. And now we use Yishi, we use our mind, and put your attention in your body, and just follow the feeling in your body. And so this is called acceptance. Whatever that is, we just accept that that feeling is there. Love things can cause a lot of pain, betrayal, longing, missing somebody, other pains. And so when we notice the feeling, we're just accepting that there's a feeling there, and we're just going to notice it. It's called the acceptance. Stay out of your thoughts, stay in your body. If somebody's got financial issues, It causes pain. And so then we just notice the feeling and we accept that there is a feeling there. And we just notice it, acceptance. If there's a big health concern, life has been throwing you a big curveball. It can cause pain. And so we go feel the feeling. Stay out of the thoughts. Stay in the body. We'll do this one-on-one with people in a little bit in our group. And then the next part is activation. And so we're going to use something from Jinin Qigong. Wisdom Healing Qigong is going to open and close. And whatever you're feeling in your body, you could put that in your mind's eye in between your hands and just send it love. Just open and close. And the idea is open is all of space that all of space occupies in space. And then close is deep into that spot that you're noticing. Open, close. In Qigong, we call it Hao La. All is well. So be it. All is well. And getting better every day. And we just notice the space that all the space occupies in space. And then we notice the space deep in us where that spot is. Stay out of our thoughts. We stay in our mind. And then the third one, so that's activation. The third one, this is from Wisdom Healing Qigong, the 3 A's. The third one is appreciation. Like, what do you appreciate? So you appreciate things about your health, your life, your loved ones, your finances, your house, your cars, your life purpose. You appreciate the obstacles, the hardships, the training. What do you appreciate? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're going to just think of something that brings you great, great joy. So, we've talked about smiling to your inner heart. Qigong Master Ming Bu talks about smiling to your inner heart. He says, if you don't have a smile in your inner heart, he can't help you. You've got to find the smile in your inner heart. So we can think about something that brings you great joy. It could be a vacation spot. It could be with your sweetie. It could be when you had lots of money with your sweetie. It could be a certain place that you love being. It could be your little babies. It could be smoking cigarettes with your best friend outside a dive bar. Be buying shoes. What is it that brings you great joy? And go to the feeling of that. Easiest thing you'll ever do. Go to the feeling of that. And then take a little pebble from your head and we're going to let it drop. We're going to let go and it's going to fall into the space of your heart space on 3, 2, 1. And what you can do if you like is live some of your day in this feeling. Like you can, we have a very powerful gift. One is we can think anything we want to think. We might try to make us think something else. We can be told to think something else. We can look at our phone and it says think something else. But ultimately, we can think whatever we want to think. And ultimately, we do have a choice to feel what we want to feel. We could feel sad and depressed and all hope is lost, or we could somehow find a way to feel happy. It's a choice. So if you like, you could spend some of your time where you just drop into your heart and you just feel joy. Okay, so that's our session for before we go one-on-one in our atomic statistics group. And I'll put this in the portal and you can share it with people. Because I was realizing today, like I said, that I just want to, our mission is to heal ourselves, truly heal ourselves, and heal the people around us and heal our world. And if we have more and more of us doing this, we can do this. So share it, you know, if it brings you angst to not, like to the thought of sending something to somebody, the thought of putting yourself out there, maybe you've got a little more healing to do. Or not. But it's like I'm encouraging you, asking you, my wish is that you will share this a lot. Yeah, because we're looking for results. Okay, so let me know what you notice. Let me know what you notice that's different. If you do this, you could do this every day. You could do parts of it, you can memorize it. This is the process that I use in the morning. Every morning when I wake up, I do most of this, or big parts of this. And the more we have of us doing it, the bigger result. So I'm going to click the recording off for this part, and then we'll go one-on-one. And just raise your hand in the group and we will start.